What's going on, guys? Your boy RBG back with another Avengers video, and today we're doing something a little more special. That's right, today we have someone who makes up one portion or whatever portion of the unofficial, should be official marketing team, and that is my guy SuperRebel. SuperRebel, how are you doing today, my friend? How are you doing?
I'm very good. It's great that we're able to actually team up because we're so hyped up for this game, and like you said, I don't know who pays their marketing team, but I would happily take that paycheck.
I would too, because I think you and I have both gotten messages talking about how good of a job me and you have been doing on this game, and how, you know, we should be the ones getting paid for it because we're the ones keeping up the hype and making sure that people know that this game still exists.
Exactly. I would agree. I would not decline the paycheck.
I wouldn't either.
That's for sure.
I wouldn't either, man. They can pay me all those Marvel bucks. I wouldn't even get mad if people called me a sellout because it's Marvel, baby.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So we've got an interesting topic that you really wanted to discuss and get off your chest, right?
Yeah, I do, because, you know, like I feel like people like that are out on the outside looking in, the people that comment on our videos are pretty much in an echo chamber when it comes to just yelling out how abysmal the marketing is for Marvel's Avengers. And I think they just want to, you know, vent their frustrations and hear our thoughts on it, because we rarely actually, you know, address this situation. We try to keep it positive and keep people enthused for the game. But of course, we notice the glaring issue about how things aren't being represented properly, and like the developers aren't letting us know about certain details regarding the co-op and some of the other mechanics like the online, and how everything is going to factor in, and how this games as a service deal is going to work. You know, like just hearing that is like a big taboo for a game that's being slated for release in the next 4 months. So people just want to know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, well, give or take, we're approaching the final 100 days until this game gets released. And I mean, it's weird. See, from my experience, being it's such a big game as well, we would have thought that the marketing would be a whole lot more better. And we know that the game's content complete as well, right? So I guess there's always that thing where people would say, well, you know, we'd rather not see anything. We'd rather see a polished game, for example, and glitches and so forth. But I still think, because you see, I've been digging through a lot of old gameplay out there from the A-Day demo footage, which I think is safe to say now a lot of people are going to skip that mission. I know I am for sure.
Oh, definitely.
But we have seen so much of that gameplay. And I mean, even digging through, you know, the Tokyo Games events, which is a video I done a couple of days ago, actually seeing like the HUD for Iron Man flying and so forth, there's still a lot that to an extent we haven't seen. But there's so much good stuff out there that they also haven't shown. I mean, we're talking more skins for like Captain America that they showed at Comic-Con. We've not seen any of that in gameplay as well. But I think one thing that's such a big key feature in the game itself, because we know it's going to be a game that, of course, is meant to last for a long time. And what a long time is meant to be, I mean, to me, it's technically 3 years, 4 years. I'm talking GTA level. That's a long time.
Something where they could just sit on their hands and make billions of dollars for years to come.
Absolutely, because whichever way we look at it, they need to hit those sales. And I think the co-op aspect of this game is what is going to be pumping that, and that's something that we haven't really seen much of, which is very disappointing in a way. More than the actual sort of gameplay of the Avengers game in general, I think co-op gameplay is something that I'm very excited to see, and I think something that they should be marketing more.
Oh, definitely. Like, seeing new gameplay is like seeing a rare Pokemon. You just can't help but get excited for that, you know? And that's something that I feel like will actually, you know, ease the burn on some of the criticism that they're getting, because each Avengers member, you know, they're very special. You know, people want to see what Iron Man can do, you know, instead of just getting brief glimpses and seeing the same repetitive A-Day footage over and over again. We want to see that. And
absolutely.
I feel like there are certain things that, you know, they have it at their own like disposal that they're not really revealing. Like, okay, you showed us cool glimpses of just looking Iron Man armor. You know, you have the what's the black and gold one with all the little you know, the little things on it. They have that, and then they have a brief shot of this one that we don't really know what the full version looks like.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they have that at their disposal.
See, there's a lot of things that we haven't seen yet, and I mean, see, it's kind of worked out in our favor. I guess we've swallowed that pill, right, of not seeing anything for this game, which means that the remaining days left until the release date, this has to be spoon-fed to us, right?
Sure, it has to.
I mean, we're talking daily dosages, new gameplay, new trailers, new details in general.
Right.
So that's kind of the good side of things. But then there's also, I don't know. I've never made a game, right?
Yeah.
And as much as I would love to make a game, it's probably never going to happen, right?
Right.
But that being said, I know for a fact, and I'm sure you can agree, that this stuff is not easy at all. However, I've said this multiple times, especially with this virus, and we're in crazy times. I mean, this is something that nobody would have ever predicted last year, the year before. I mean, it's something that's really come out of the blue, where the entire world has just had to work from home wherever they can, essentially. So I'd imagine that's probably taken a toll on, of course, their whole developing process. I'd imagine just kind of being logical on that. But I think the key thing was, again, that I keep mentioning is, although we'd love to see gameplay, new trailers and so forth, what really, really burns is that they're just not engaging with the community. And I think that's where the big red flag is.
Yeah.
I think, if you remember when Spider-Man PS4 was coming out, Insomniac Games, I mean, their Twitter feed was the place to go. They were replying to questions, they were doing all this kind of stuff. So I think it's more just about having that engagement. That's really the big thing that's lacking, because it kind of makes you frightened, and I really think they miss May 15th. That was such a big, bright star to just grab hold of and almost redeem yourself to an extent.
Exactly. I don't know what it is, man. It's like this weird paradigm that I think that, like this weird disconnect that the people over at Crystal Dynamics are having with the publishers, which is Square Enix, where Square already has a bad track record of marketing as is. Like, I think people forget how abysmal the marketing was for Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think they had it a lot worse than the people who were looking forward to Marvel's Avengers had it, because I remember they released an announcement trailer, and then people, they kind of went cold for like 5 years until they just started talking about how they had to revamp the engine and pretty much put the old development team back on. It's not, Avengers isn't as bad as that, but in today's standard, like compared to what Western developers do, it is pretty bad. Because you have a game that's being set to be released in 4 months, and you're barely giving us anything but the same trailer over and over. And, compared to another studio like Insomniac Games that was just so out there with giving information, and they had that big Sony marketing machine behind them, it's a joke. It's a joke. We're not getting like the responses from people like within that team like we want, unless we're on threads like Reddit and other little discords or whatever. And it's not like we have like a full month of coverage from Game Informer like Spider-Man had. So it's just gotten to the point to where people have given up hope, especially during this time where we need hope. We need a superhero,
I agree. And this is the thing, like I said, May 15th, that was, the big bright star shining, like, hey, come and get me, redeem yourselves, guys. It was like before that, even the fact when they announced that they were delaying the game was almost kind of like a good news, because it, again, going on the basis that back then was still super bad marketing as well, was almost like, okay, like whatever's going on, you've delayed the game for a relatively good reason, so almost like redeem yourself and bring back the months you missed on marketing the game. But I guess the big question here, RBG, is how would you market the game? This is the interesting part.
Well, I mean, I would just market the game like just showing like certain pictures and things like that, just showing all the different updates. Like, here, like this is a suit that we're going to have, and it's going to do this. It's like it's going to have a cool simulation where Iron Man can get drunk if he wants to. If you want to make him a drunk like in the movies and actually make him redeem himself later, you can do something like that. Or, just give out more little gameplay features, like show all the moves instead of just tweeting out about the moves on Twitter or, Instagram. Just give us, more details to get us hyped. That's what the marketing team is missing. You know, just keeping the flame alive and using the internet the way it should be used. You know, it's kind of like Deadpool. It's like you don't need a big marketing machine behind you. You just need a person that knows how social media works. And obviously, the people behind this game aren't utilizing social media the way it should be used. You know, there are so many things that people are left in the dark about, and it's just, you know, it is what it is, man. It's like the marketing just doesn't, you know, it doesn't do anything for this game.
Yeah, you know what? Just to stop you on that point, something that might be worth mentioning, how you know, we're talking about Twitter and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if you've seen the Japanese version of the Play Avengers Twitter account. Mm-hmm. What are they doing? These guys are way behind. We're talking they are a long way behind, and I have absolutely no idea why they are that far back.
I know, it's crazy, and it's like, okay, you do you kind of, you know, they tweet stuff out about cross promotions like the tie-in comics, but not everybody wants to read a comic. They just want to play the game and know stuff about it. It's like, it's bad enough that everything that they've done has been like a behind closed doors adventure kind of thing, you know, and they haven't given us a hands-on experience of this game and, you know, let us know what it's going to be like. You know, like, it's just...
I want to find out, right, the guy who tweeted on the Japanese Twitter account on May 15th. Just the same stuff we've seen. I just want to high five the guy.
Right.
he just straight up saw May 15th and recycled the same thing we've seen. Not even mentioning May 15th, which is such a big letdown. But I mean, the way you've said it, I mean, you've really hit the nail on the head. It's not difficult. It's an Avengers game. This isn't a brand new game that's almost trying to make it, right? Because that would be terrible. That would be game over. That would have been game over a long time ago.
Yeah, it's like one thing that I applaud Insomniac Games on doing is actually, you know, getting close to what makes Marvel good. You know, like maybe it was convenient timing for them, but they were able to utilize some of the things that, you know, the Spider-Man movies had going, you know, like the Iron Spider suit that was in the Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah.
And, you know, and even when things got a little cold for them, they were able to take something like the Night Monkey stealth suit and the new Spider-Man suit from Far From Home, you know. That's something that everybody has been roaring about. You know, they've been yelling at the top of the ceiling, give us MCU suits. Give us something that's going to make us buy your product.
Hawkeye.
Why not make a special suit dedicated to Black Widow based off of the movie that she has coming out? Why not give us that Taskmaster suit that he has up in that movie? You know, stuff like that.
See, yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, you couldn't have said it better there. It's got such a good reputation within itself, and it's almost got such a big lifetime within itself purely because of the industry, Marvel, right? And all the Avengers stuff going on, MCU, etc. So, I mean, it's like a never-ending thing. See, I feel like it's personally going to go two ways. Either they're just going to continue the marketing, right? Mm-hmm. The way it is, which isn't, unfortunately, the greatest, and we're just kind of going to get the game, right? September. And then in September, after people have actually got to play their games and I guess YouTubers show the greatness of the game could potentially become more popular after its release as opposed to before its release, which, I mean, we've seen happen in the past. You know, it's not like it's an impossible thing to happen.
Not at all.
If I was in their position, exactly what you're saying. I mean, teasing MCU suits, it's what the people want essentially. But I mean, engagement, like, you know, drop a teaser of a trailer, drop a teaser of a suit that you're going to reveal, get the people, I guess, talking for a couple of days, and then bam, you just drop that suit. You show people, you showcase it, people are now excited, and then you kind of roll like that. I really don't want them to do this thing, and I know we were talking about it before, prior to when we started recording, and, you know, I mean, I've not followed the Final Fantasy stuff. I mean, I know you said the marketing was terrible for that.
Yeah.
See, I'm a big fan of the Just Cause series, and of course Square Enix being behind that. Just Cause 3, if you guys have never played that, it's just a great game, long story short. YouTube it after this, but the marketing for that game was fairly decent. It smashed great numbers in its first week, month, etc. of its release. With the sequel to that game, which is Just Cause 4, they decided to give the game to as many YouTubers as they possibly could to basically do full gameplay videos and show so much of the game that a lot of people saw a lot of faults within the game. And by then it was too late for the team working on Just Cause 4 to basically rectify that without having to delay the game, which they didn't do. This resulted in the game, although it had a core part to the game that was good, unfortunately because so many people saw so much of it, like we've seen so much A-Day, but they saw so many faults, the game didn't do well at the end, which is a shame. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, if Marvel hit me up and want me to make loads of gameplay videos for the Avengers game before anyone else, I would take that.
Oh yes, I would sell my soul and my fiance to have that opportunity.
See, and it's funny because I'm going to say, please do not do that. Please do not give me that opportunity because it's not going to be good. It's in the sense of showing too much people something way before its release date. It's almost like the game is released before it's released and people felt like they've had the game or played the game before they've even had the chance to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a crazy thing. But hey, you know, Square Enix Crystal Dynamics, I am sure you watch myself and of course RBG. If you ever wish to pay us, however much it may possibly be. I mean, at this stage I'd quite happily do it for free. That's what we're doing. We are doing it for free at the moment. You know, you have our emails, hopefully.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, like I said, like I feel like there's a huge disconnect between Square Enix and the people over at Crystal, and hopefully they get some form of synergy. You know, they get you know, I don't know. It's like they assemble. You know, I don't know what other way to say it.
I feel like, I mean, you know, of course, Virgin Media is involved with all this stuff, and there's so many people a part of this deal. I really feel like there also might be some type of embargo of some kind that's really holding, like an NDA that's really holding these guys back that they signed with Virgin.
Yeah, maybe so.
Richard Branson is the guy sitting there with the Avengers game.
Right. Yeah, like, I don't know what else to say. Like, I appreciate the attempts that they've been trying to make to give us some forms of updates. Like, I appreciate Bill Roseman. You know, he seems like the front guy for everything Marvel related in terms of games.
Absolutely.
But it's time to go on a mad press run. Like, your most recent venture, it's doing good, even though the marketing was trash. It's still good because people were very excited for that game. That game has a very cult fan base. So yeah, it's time to hop on this train and show off all the goodies that you have to offer with this Marvel game.
Exactly. Look at the bright side, right? I mean, back when we go years ago, right? Gaming events were the thing. E3 was the show. If you ever had made a game, that was the place to showcase it, right?
Right.
Now, I mean, in my personal opinion, you may disagree, but I think those days are long gone.
Oh, definitely.
Long gone. See, they can drop something. Hey, let's be honest, right? WB Games drop a teaser for a Batman game, that will blow up the internet. That would destroy everything.
It would.
That is what these guys can also do with the Avengers game. It's a big thing. It's such a big thing. And it's a shame. It's a shame, but I think we know that, I guess it's safe to say, look, they are working great on the game. We can only support them as creators and fans, of course, for the game and the Avengers and MCU and all the characters individually, of course. So we can only, as a community, continue to support them, but damn. Yeah,
damn indeed. I think that pretty much sums up everything that we have to say in this video. Hopefully, you know, they prove us wrong, you know, and they actually do give us some things to get us excited, because right now we're just kind of like doing our own thing and just coming up with our own, you know, philosophies on what we think marketing should be and, you know, how they should present the game. But anyways, guys, I want you to let me know down in the comment section below. What do you think they should be doing to market this game? Do you think they should be showing off some things like maybe a MCU costume for the Avengers? And do you think that Square Enix is just doing what they do best, which is a bad job at marketing the game?
As soon as RBG clicks stop recording, there are lasers on him from Marvel.
Yeah, there are. Like they're coming at me. Like Mickey Mouse is gonna bust down my door.
Alright, well, thanks for having me on, and it's great that you got that out of your chest, I guess. It's great to of course share.
Yeah,
I guess our feedback.
Yeah,
so,
this is like me sitting in your office, like on a recliner chair with my legs up, and I'm just venting all my frustrations. So
it's good.
I appreciate you for actually listening to me just whine about this.
You're welcome. You can send that check to me.
All right. It's gonna be over there. What you want, swag bucks?
Well, thanks for watching, guys.
I will see you guys later. Make sure you like or dislike the video, and if you really enjoyed the video, I would appreciate it a lot if you shared it on social media outlets with all your friends and followers. Sharing really makes a difference. But this is your boy RBG and my boy SuperRebel signing out on the video. I will catch you guys later. Peace
Adios,
out.
amigos.